Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Straight Facts Commentary where I give you my unpopular opinions in everything pop culture. So please stick around and subscribe for more. Hey y'all, I am back again with another video, and in today's video, you see the title, yep, we're going to be talking about Offset and Cardi B and just me kind of analyzing their public perception and their relationship like as a couple. So if you're interested in that, hip-hop, conspiracy theories, pop, trending topics, my unpopular opinions, whatever I really feel like getting into for real, then go on ahead and subscribe and let's get into this video. Okay, so I know somebody has already read the title and is probably thinking, oh my gosh, when were they ever a top hip hop power couple? Well, I'm gonna refresh your memory a little bit. It's been some years, but yes, they were the talk of the town as a couple in hip hop for a long time. Well, at least it felt like a long time because it was at least 2 years into both of their mainstream careers. So I'm going to refresh your memory a little bit about kind of the impact that Cardi B and Offset had as a couple in the early stages of their career that they just don't have anymore, and that people just don't hold them to that kind of status or look at them and their relationship in that glitz and glamour big hip hop power couple way that people used to. In my personal opinion, and just from what I remember, they were definitely on the tip of everybody's tongues at a certain point. Just think back. When Cardi B first got burst onto the mainstream scene, she was in her prime, back in 2018, 2019. She talked about how she met this guy named Offset and like she knew him from the Migos like before she was famous, but like she never would think that he would actually start talking to her. They start getting into this relationship. And then the next thing we know, we see Offset and Cardi B posted up together. They did their first song together, I'm pretty sure was it Barty or Cardi? It was either Barty or Cardi or Looking Like I Caught a Lick. I think it was, I don't know which one came first. I think Looking Like I Caught a Lick was first and then Barty or Cardi was second. But either way, we just saw them pop out together after that. And it was like a huge thing, like Offset from the Migos. He was coming up. And then Cardi B, she was fresh on the scene. And they just had a magnetic energy together. They made good music together. They looked really cute together. All of a sudden we're seeing them, together in public, pictures, videos, music videos. It was a thing. And probably a lot of people forgot because that was probably like 5 or 6 years ago at this point. But Cardi B and Offset were the talk of the town at a certain point. There was articles posted about them, published about them all the time. They were doing music together. They were seen together at clubs and they were seen together here and there and going out and walking around. And it was like they were the new the new it couple. The Migos was starting to blow up like crazy. And they were just like, okay, one of the hot rappers from the Migos is dating one of the hottest new female rappers to, break out on the scene, Cardi B. It was a huge thing. And I remember being really excited about the relationship because I listened to the Migos back in high school. And then, I didn't know too much about them, but I knew enough about them. And then I learned about Cardi B not too long after that. And I was like, oh, they ended up together. I was in love with their relationship when it first started. I remember they were constantly talked about back then. Then when they got married, it was even more of a firestorm when it came to them and hearing and seeing about them. I don't know if you guys even remember the proposal video of Offset proposing to Cardi B live on, I think it was live on TV or something. I don't remember where he proposed that. And this big ring he had, all of this stuff, it was a huge moment. Like I remember that video of Cardi B like being surprised, getting proposed to by Offset like very vividly in my mind. And yeah, everybody was so enthralled, so happy for her. And then, she had her first baby, Culture. She revealed her pregnancy. What was the talk show? I'm gonna get it wrong. It was either SNL or Jimmy Fallon. It was one of those shows. And she was singing, I think it was Be Careful. Yeah, it was a whole big moment. Everybody was so excited for her. She revealed her pregnancy on a big TV show. Their relationship between, her being pregnant and, them getting married and them dating, they were constantly in the headlines. Their relationship was like they were the new it couple in hip hop for a bit. And I don't know if y'all remember, but back then too, when Offset got found out for cheating, I think for like one of the first times publicly, and how, Cardi B threatened to divorce him, that was major headlines. They allegedly broke up behind the scenes. Offset tried to win her back on stage. He came out on stage when she was performing, begged for her forgiveness. It was a huge thing, and a lot of people were like really hating on Offset, and they were like, "Oh no, don't be trying to crawl back to Cardi B now." Da 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 da. A lot of fans were worried that his career was going to be impacted, because that is how big Cardi was at the time, and that is how big Offset was at the time, that people were like, oh, him cheating on her is going to look really bad in the public, because, she was so big and she was so loved. Not to say she's not loved now, but she was at her peak, in my opinion, back then. But, things started to taper off. Things started to taper off like over time. Like the cheating scandals became more and more frequent when it came to Offset. It was constantly happening, and I feel like the public started to get annoyed because, Cardi B stayed with him time after time that different allegations would come about. And then the whole case with the bartenders and all that stuff, it started to get too convoluted for people, I feel like, and too messy. And I feel like a lot of people just stopped really caring overall about him doing that, as much as they would have in the beginning of the relationship when she first kind of broke out onto the scene. Also, I think people were invested when she had her second baby, but not nearly as invested in their relationship as like when she had Culture. People were really hung up on that. People were really invested in when she had Culture. I don't think people were as like invested in the baby as much as when she had Wave, her second child, her most recent baby. Another reason why I feel like the impact of just her and Offset as a whole is just not the same is because they've released music. They've released music together, like back when, they used to drop songs like Clout, like Clout. Remember Clout? Oh my gosh, that song was fire. They did an amazing job with that, and everybody was in love with it. And people were saying, oh yeah, they're the power couple. They put out good music together as a couple. They look good together. They have children. They're on top of the world, right? But now, Offset and Cardi B have released music together, and it just doesn't really hit like that. Like, they released Jealousy, which I can't quote to you one lyric or verse from that song at all. And then they also released, what was that song? There was a song on Offset's album that Cardi B and Offset had. I don't remember the name of it, but it didn't go anywhere at all, on Offset's recent album. So people just, I don't feel like as a couple people are that in tune to them anymore. I mean, of course people are going to be here to hear whatever drama is going on, like if Offset cheated on her or if she cheated on him or if they're going to get a divorce. But as far as like the demand and the like, oh my gosh, it's Offset and Cardi B, like the awe that we had when they first got together, that has completely worn down. I think people are tired of like all of the shenanigans that come along with knowing about their relationship. Her saying she's gonna break up with him and then going off on Instagram Live screaming and yelling and saying how he's this and he's that, da 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 da, and they're breaking up and this and that. And then, her making another video saying, oh, we're gonna work out our relationship, and we see them out together and see them over Valentine's Day together, and we see them here, we see them there, and like they're not broken up. So I think people just got tired of the back and forth and the randomness, and it's like they lost that like mystique and that like big appeal that they first had, when they first came out on the scene, which is totally fine. Like if this is a real relationship, then it's gonna have turmoil and it's gonna have issues and it's gonna have, things about it that aren't pretty for the public. But the point is, I don't think people look at them the way they did back when they first broke out onto the scene. You know how like Sweetie and Quavo were a thing and people looked at them as not a power couple per se, but like people infantilized their relationship and made them the new hot couple of the time. And people looked at Cardi B and Offset like that, once upon a time, a bit ago. And I just wanted to make this video because I just randomly remembered that time. And I was like, you know what? Can we talk? Because it isn't like that anymore. It's not like that anymore. The perception of the relationship is not like that anymore. Like people could honestly care less. Like I'm tired of hearing about the drama that's associated with a relationship every 5 minutes. Like, I'm tired of it. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm gonna see what's going on, of course. But as far as like that feeling that you got being associated with them before, it's just not there. But you guys let me know what you thought about that. Let me know what you think about that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? That's fine, child. Just let me know below. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.